We are live with Saturday Night Live, another IDRL Stay at Home Championships, Season 1, Episode 5. We have a lit track over here, and the boys are about to get ready on this wonderful track. It's a night track inside an indoor stadium, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So, a great night of drone racing coming up for you today, and be right there throughout the night as we take you through the heats and the semifinals and the finals of this wonderful championships. We have we are doing a team format today, and we have four teams. Our teams are Mac 1, D team, then Team Consistency, and then Team Blitzkrieg. The pilots who are competing today are Logic, Dishank, Bangos, NJ, Nishant FPV, then 25 milliwatts. Then we have Devnath, Napster, Rex, Ostec, Chesh, and finally JK. So these are the 12 pilots who are competing tonight, and we wish them all the best. Whenever the first six pilots are ready, and by the way, those who have just joined us online on Facebook and YouTube, we are already streaming live. Do give us the feedback on our chat channels so that we know that the voice and the video is coming okay to all of you. So let's get started now with the first heat. And pilots Logic, Dishang, Bangos, NJ, Nishant, and 25 milliwatts, please get on the podium for your first heat. Less than five, we start the first heat. There you go, the countdown. And the pilots have taken off. Logic in the lead right away. Let's look at the competition here. Dishank has taken the lead. We are following the ace pilot Dishank right now, and he goes through this wonderfully lit night track out here. There is a big competition going on between the top three spots out here. For the first spot, Logic, Dishank, and Bangos are all competing head to head for taking the first one, and they are being closely followed by NJ, Nishan. So there is a really good competition going on because all these pilots are crisscrossing each other. They are well within a gate or two of each other's distance. You can see how these pilots are really close because this track is so close indoors and it's all lit up. You can see how close these pilots are to each other. So a very tough competition going on. Dishank was falling back a little bit over there, but he's now back in position number three. Logic is staying ahead. We will see through the eyes of Logic how he's rotating around the track, lap number three, and probably his last few gates coming up for Logic as he is on lap number three, and he finishes first in the competition. Dishank, we are about to see him also complete in position number two, mostly until unless NJ gets very close. But looks like Dishank is going to just hang in there and complete his final few laps, unless he crashes out there. But he hasn't, and it gives just that edge to Dishank. Let's get again with the next set of pilots. NJ has completed, 25 milliwatts has completed. We are waiting for Nishant, and Nishant has completed, and finally waiting on Bangos, who has also just completed. So you have seen such a good competition that was there. Just give them a round of applause. These pilots were very close. Logic, of course, was well ahead of the competition, but very, very close positions 2 and 6 going on there. So we have for the record 1 minute. You can see all the scores. Really, it's the points going to count. So each team, whoever wins between each of the two teams that are lined up on the scorecard, and we'll show you scorecard in about a few minutes to get it up right. But right now, I'm just that Logic Mac 1 has won team points. Dishank's D team is 0 points. again, Bangos with Heat 2 lost it over there. So NG with D team got 1 point. And then 25 milliwatt with D team scored another point for D team. So D team leads the pack right now over Pack 1 with 2 points to 1. That is Jody from the first heat hour. And then we're going to run these next six pilots, the same set of six pilots again. So that will get us through round one of semi-final group one right now. So let's get going with these pilots in less than 5. Oh, look at that view. A wonderful, wonderful view from the eyes of Bangos, who is just behind. Also take a look from a side view. Look at that. Across view for this wonderful track. You can see how little the track is and the trails being left. Watch, we are in good ground with him. And let some of the pilots. Logic is really quick, actually, through some of the split gates and again going through those hard gates that are really tight to do, especially those gates that are in a upside dragon format that really hard to pilot. Logic seems to have covered good ground on them. Dishank FPV view as he goes above and then into the gate, crossing again below one of the gates out there. It's a little hazy as he goes and wobbles here and there across. There's a lot of tilt here with the drone FPV view. Nishant, on the other hand, is a little bit is stabilized out here. He's look at that ramp, the golden sort of a ramp to the stairway that we call the stairway to heaven, and it's really wonderful to watch that sequence of three gates. So NJ doing pretty well. Look at that in front of him. Absolutely a sight to watch out here. So Logic has completed and Bangos has completed. We are waiting for NJ to complete his third lap. He has completed. We are into with Milliwatt and Dishank, who are, oh, they were just a few milliseconds away of the Nishank is going to be the last one to complete his rack of the race. Well done, pilots. Really proud of the points that you guys have put up. So let's see the scorecard here. Look at that. Between Dishang and Hamid was hardly a few milliseconds of difference, hardly less than a second over there between Dishang and Hamid Watts. While NJ well ahead with 5 seconds, Bangos ahead of him, and Lodge completing in the first spot, and Nishan taking the bottom one. And the scorecard now updates to Mac 1, Team Mac 1, Logic again taking the points over there, 2 points for Mac 1, and then we count along with Bangos. Again, scores it for Mac 1, NJ scores for D team, and 25 milliwatt scores it for D team. So if I'm not mistaken. This is 3 points each. Wonderful game. It was very tight competition. So 3 points each between Mac 1 and D team. Now let's look at semi-final group number 2 pilots. Let's get ready on the field. Okay, so we're going to complete the whole round. Okay, okay. Let's get to the second round. Same seat of pilots. Take off with Nishank initially, and it's great to see how NJ is walking up that stairway to heaven with the other pilots. Right now, they are very close in the lap. One, and NJ, although he's looking at the last spot, he will come in soon. So let's switch our angles to Bangos. Bangos is also very, very competitive in this heat. He has practiced really hard, looks like. Right now, position number 3 for him, but just not even a gate apart from Logic or Dishang. He's right there on the first spot as all three of them cross into lap number two. In fact, even Nishant is in uh, lap number two and really making it up for all the loss from the previous two heats. 25 milliwatts will need to ramp it up his power levels from 25 milliwatt to 2 megawatts if he wants to really make a difference here and take up the top spot. But right now, the logic of the game is to win the points for the team rather than being the first or the second one. That's the logic to keep in mind over here as we tune into logic speed. He's right above going strong. There was a little bit of a stuck spot over there for logic, but let's see how Dishank is doing out there in the same spot. Again, that is a little bit tough to navigate for the pilots. So that little bit of an area is proving out to be difficult, but the rest of the track seems to be very well being done. Well, NJ did that really well out there. He seems to really have got the hang of that upside down gate. And now we have the split S coming along for Bangos as he stops a little bit. 25 milliwatt has completed, Nishant has completed. Bangos has been shifted right at the very bottom of this competition, and it's just going to be really disappointing for him. He was trailing, he was really leading the pack out there with the second position initially, but this is the story finally. Bangos not really in the good shape over here, but Logic again ruling it up with 1 minute 28 seconds. He deserves really a consistent round of applause, I would say, for this consistent performance. Dishank again so close between Dishank and 25 milliwatts. These pilots are milliseconds away. Anything can happen between Dishank and 25 milliwatts. And Nishant is improving his game rapidly out there, 4 seconds apart from the third spot. Fifth spot being taken by NJ out here this time, and Bangos left in the sixth spot. So let's get ready for the next one, pilots. We are, yeah, final heat of round number two coming up for semi-final group number one. This is the same group of pilots. Let's get it on, pilots. Less than five, we have these pilots going on. Look at that. Through the eyes of Bangos, we see all the trails. Wonderful sight as they all go through that stairway, climbing into those three dragons. And again, great sight to watch. Let's switch to 25 milliwatts. Let's see how it looks from a variety of angles. We can even show you different camera angles over here. Let's try to see how this different camera angles look so that we can give you a wide eye perspective of the track. This is camera 3 and this is again camera 0. So we can really follow logic how consistently well he's doing out there. Bangos is right behind him. So Bangos will be seeing about 4 gates away. Logic a little bit pausing over there as we let's say Shank now over there with some other few pilots following him. Dishank right now is in spot number 2. Uh, you see that is Dishank's third person perspective as we again follow him through those 3 gates. What a wonderful sight this is. An absolutely gorgeously lit track. The first time we're doing a night track, night lit track on the IDRL Stay at Home Championship. So this is absolutely perfect for our fifth race occasion. Logic has finished it up again, very consistent 1 minute 25 seconds. Let's switch to NJ's view. Let's see what he's up to. NJ is making it up on the split S as he goes through the gates. Uh, and you can see covering again into that ground, which again turn around the view for NJ, giving you a wide eye perspective. You can see how wonderfully we are shooting each pilot's view. And let's switch to again Bangos, who's already has finished. So it's only between NJ right now, 25 milliwatts, and Nishant FPV. We are focusing on NJ right now, who will. Oh, he crashed a little bit out there. But he finished. It was not a crash. He finished, and we are waiting now for 25 milliwatts. Oh, they have crashed. Okay, so those were the timings. We are out with 25 milliwatts and Nishant did not complete the race, but those were the timings, and that's again good one. Okay, so round number three, we have again. Let's see how the scorecard looks right now. Logic scoring 3 points total for Mac 1. Bangor scoring 1 point for Mac 1. NJ scoring 2 points for D team, and 25 milliwatts scoring 3 points for D team. So at this point, between Mac 1 and D team, it's Mac 1 who has a lead of 1 point. So it's 5 points to 4. But we still have another whole heat to go, correct? Uh, oh, semi-final group 2. Okay. Okay. So Logic's Mac 1 is probably the one who is getting into the finals over here. Let's announce the next ones. So Mac 1 has qualified into the finals. Thank you, Prince Dear, for tuning in. Hope everything is out there and really tuned up. If you're seeing all the feed correctly and audio and the video is going okay, please give us a thumbs up, and we will be delighted to see that. Thank you so much. We are broadcasting this all over the world via Facebook and YouTube, and of course, the whole recorded live event will be available to you uh, later down to watch. If you're missing it out today with the live stream, this will be covered as a recorded one later on. So, the next six pilots from group number two, let's get ready with them. Pilots, where are you? Okay, so we're just waiting for one more pilot out there, JK, to come in. JK has it is the first time for JK to actually join this stay-at-home race. So he qualified at the last throw before 8:30 p.m. Just after 8:30 p.m. and we're running 12 pilots. So JK is out there with team consistency. Again, the teams are Mac 1, D team, Blitzkrieg, and team consistency. So whoever of the teams that you support, do give us a feedback. Who is going to be the champion from these four teams? And we'll call out your names and give you a great feedback. So again, the first six pilots that are going into this semi-final group number two are Devnath, Napster, Rex, Ostek, Chesh, and JK. So Devnath from Team Blitzkrieg, Napster from Team Consistency, Rex from Team Blitzkrieg, Ostek from Team Consistency, Chesh from Team Blitzkrieg, and JK from Team Consistency. So alternatingly, these are placed. We have a total of three heats for each of these six pilots. And between three heats, uh, we will be able to know who is the second team that is going into the finals. Mac 1 defeated D team in the semi-final Group 1 stage, and we are at semi-final Group 2 stage now with these six pilots who have lined up. Just waiting for JK again. Till then, are we ready, guys? Okay, JK is joined in. Let's get ready, guys. Let's go. I see his camera. He's joined the session. JK, okay, this is a test. Kindly fly, everyone. JK is not getting off the platform, looks like. Uh, this is again a practice round that's going on. Again, covering it through the eyes of Devnath this time around from semi-final group stage number two. Let's see how it's going for some other pilots in the practice. They're just going to get a warm up before the official semi-final Group 2 stage begins. Are we ready? Okay, let's go. So all the best at the count of less than three over here. There you go, pilots. What a start this has been. Chesh following it up on spot number four that we are tuned into. Let's watch it up through Rex, who is a team leader at this point in time. He's ruling the track. Devnath right behind him. Look at that. Behind us, the blue trail of Devnath, who just came behind Rex and took over the lead. So let's follow Devnath now, what he's up to out there. Devnath always has the capacity to come back from any kind of soft or a hard cut out there on the track, and he is flowing through with full potential out here to win this particular heat for his team Blitzkrieg. Rex, on the other hand, is following multiple gates away from the team leader Devnath. Let's take a look at Chesh, who is on lap number one, and 32 gates done for him, while Ostek and JK seems to be stuck at gate number 10. Let's see what some of the other pilots are up to. Ostek out here is also trying to navigate hard. He's having a little bit of difficulty way ahead into the team lead at this point as Devnath into lap number three. He'll be quite ahead of the competition of all the pilots out here. Napster out here also here on position number three, gate number 34 on lap number three. So it's wonderful to watch how Napster is also closing in. He also seems to have mastered that walk of the stairway to heaven. So let's see, JK seems to have been stuck perpetually out in spot number six, while we have Napster coming in again on the split S. There you go, going through that gate one more time on the second the gate of the split S. Really a worthwhile track to watch. We'll just switch to some of the other feeds out here. A wonderful game of drone racing going on between these pilots. So yet to finish our Chesh and JK. So Chesh is the only one that we are looking into. Uh, let's see how soon he completes, and that's going to be his end of the race as well. So JK is done. So yeah, so that gives a lead, and all the points being won by Team Blitzkrieg. Congratulations, Team Blitzkrieg. Let's see how this goes. This time we are switching from that wide and top angle view. Look at those drones take off like that. It's worth a sight. In different trails, we have shown you FPV views. Now we just showed you the side view. That's a kicker for anybody who is viewing this wonderful entertainment being published broadcasted to many millions of homes all over the world through our channels on FB and YouTube. This is one of a kind stay-at-home championships in this season of the lockdown, and we are absolutely enjoying every race of the moment. Devnath still, oh, looks like he had a little bit of an issue out there, but he recovered in time again, having been stuck out there. Chesh now coming in to that similar part of the track. The cubic structure is proving out to be a little bit edgy for the pilots. Rex is safely navigating around that cube though, and he will go well ahead. He's right now, yeah, he's just taken spot number two as Napster now kicks in. Look at that, the red pilot trail. Napster was the one who just went past by him, and just a few gates of difference between Napster and Rex. So Rex is going to like really come back into this with Napster. Look at that close competition going on at spots number two and three. Napster leading and increasing the distance between himself and Rex, and that's Napster's view now. But look at that, Rex is closely on two gates behind Napster. So that blue drone is of Rex. So that gives an opportunity, but Napster has completed, and Devnath has also completed. So the pilots remaining are Chesh, as we are following Chesh, and Ostek has completed as well. Chesh going through the cube. Let's covering him from a different angle as he rotates around the split S. That's a good sight to watch. Then another lighted split S out there, multiple gates, and then a finish for Chesh. Wonderful performance, boys. And the next heat is now going to be right underway. Let's watch it through the FPV view now of who has been the team leader, Devnath. Wonderful, wonderful pilot to watch. Look at that. Such a super he plays, he knows each trick of this track, and he is a master of his game out here. Right now, he is ruling the universe at IDRL episode 5 with spot number 1. Rex is getting along there, is right behind him, and it should be a very, very encouraging sign for uh, Chesh out there, for Rex out there, who is from Blitzkrieg. In fact, Devnath and Blitzkrieg are both from a team. Devnath and Rex are both from Team Blitzkrieg, and Blitzkrieg is putting up a really fine performance out here. Chesh, you can see how he's going through that split S lighted one, and the bottom of the previous split S coming back into another lap out there. Lap number 2 going on for him. Chesh. Rex again, wonderful pilot to watch in lap number 2, and he is very, very close to Devnath. It's going to be a very, very tough race between himself and Devnath. Although they are in the same team, it would be really fun to watch who gathers the first spot for his team out there. Napster is from Team Constancy. He should be making his team proud as well if he gets ahead of the competition. But between Devnath and Napster, looks like Devnath has taken the lead. So Ostek, Napster finishing lap number 2, lap number 3 now he's on. And let's see it through the eyes of Ostek, who is on spot number 3 right now. He will be the one who will be completing the first of these laps out here, just waiting on to see what's the view of Ostek. That's Ostek, and Ostek is also our pilot from Nepal, who's coming all the way from Nepal to join in on the online circuit of IDRL. So we always welcome him with broad arms. He is always welcome out here to compete with the Indian pilots. And this is one last heat coming up for these semi-final Group 2 stage pilots, and we'll announce points later on. Let's tune in now to the eyes of Devnath. In less than 4, we have the heat coming up right in front of you. Wonderful game. No ban in front of Devnath. He is so quick. Everybody behind him at this point. Look at that. He just is so hard to even follow as a viewer. No idea which gate he just did. It has to be, the viewer has to be absolutely focused on his FPV stream. Makes it a little difficult for the commentators as well to track him. But that's how the game is. It's very action packed, and Napster is showing his real true skill as well. But oh, look at that. Ostek is the one who is in spot number 2, but now Chesh is the one who is in spot number 2. So this is really ruffling and sizzling it up in this stage, because this is the last round for this semi-final Group 2, and all these pilots are going to trying to win it up for either of their teams. It's either going to be Blitzkrieg or Consistency who's going to meet Mac 1 in the finals. Mac 1 already qualified through semi-final Group number 1 stage, and Chesh 03. What you're looking at is his feed. He's at gate number 32 at this point in time. Everybody else is a few gates away here and there. Rex, Ostek, JK needs quite a bit of improvement. He hasn't yet progressed to lap number 2 in any given race, but he will make his due attempt as well. It was his first time to race in this track, so definitely a benefit of doubt to JK. And Rex, a little bit of a crash issue might be an obstacle out there, but Ostek will have to go through that gate one more time, did not go through it properly. So that is posing him a little bit of problems out there. He has to do those gates cleanly enough to be able to mark them as complete. And again, we have Napster coming along here, JK. Look at that through the eyes of JK, and just waiting for Ostek now. So let's switch to the side view of Ostek out here. Wait for him to complete the race, and he should be done. He's just crashing along at that fence right now, just not able to get through that fast as he would have expected. But the last split test is gracefully completed as he is just a few gates away now from completing, and he has completed his time being 2 minutes of 34 seconds. JK is left at gate number one. So that is what we are done with. It's okay. So the final points are okay. Let's see. The first, Devnath scored 3 points for Team Blitzkrieg. Napster scored zero for consistency. Rex scored 3 points for Blitzkrieg. Ostek scored zero for consistency. 3 points scored by Chesh for Blitzkrieg and zero by JK for consistency. So Blitzkrieg with the 9 points out there is the obvious winner into the finals. So it's going to be between Blitzkrieg and Mac 1. The teams that are going to be the arch rivals out here for tonight's wonderful game coming right in front of you. The next 20 odd minutes or so, stay glued to your screens as we bring you the ultimate final contest of episode number 5, um, season number 1 of IDRL. So we are starting the finals right away. As we always say, get your popcorn, guys, and soda and everything, and stay tuned to your hot seats out there on the sofa or whatever you have at home. So D team and consistency haven't qualified. Blitzkrieg and Mac 1 have qualified. So the pilots who are competing now are Devnath, Logic, Rex, Bangos, Chesh, and Nishant. This is going to be a really tough competition between Blitzkrieg and Mach 1. This is going to be worth a watch. Two teams represented by 6 pilots. Let's go, pilots. Whenever you guys are ready. Are we waiting? Oh, Napster looks like Napster has. Okay, Napster is out. Ostek is out. Fine. Okay, so we're just taking a practice test out here just to make things ready to go. Everybody is able to take off or not. That's the test to see out here. And everybody looks okay. Yeah, that looks fine for the pilots. Okay, let's go for the finals, guys. The first finals coming along right in front of you. Exciting times out here. In less than three, we have through the eyes of the leader Devnath. Again, a quick takeoff, but somebody behind there. Logic. Wow, what a group out there. Logic and Devnath. Close competition. This needs to be looked at from the third person view. Look at those two pilots competing head on. Now it's Rex. Rex has taken over. Now it's Nishant. Wow. This is really toppling it all over. Logic is back again into that race. Nishant has, wow, these guys are just out of the spots out here. But Logic seems to have a little bit of an edge out there. He's consistently getting back to position two, but it's really hard to say who is winning at this point in time. Devnath quite ahead of the competition for his team Blitzkrieg. But let's have a look at Logic. With Logic's view, we can see how the other pilots are also driving behind him and ahead of him. It's a nice view to watch Logic speed out here. So he's on gate number 31 now, or lap number 2. Bangos is a little bit behind him. Let's follow Devnath now. Let's see, just a few gates away, and he should be also done with that thing. So Chesh, we are seeing Chesh now is done. Chesh at spot number 6, a little bit starky kind of feed that we had, and Bangos now going through those arrow markers, leading him up into the track, into the queue. Bangos seems to be a really fine pilot out here in this championships. Really proved his mettle. Both Devnath and Logic, on the other hand, have completed. Bangos having a little bit of a stuck issue out there. Will be completing his 2 gates now. Rex seems to be remaining. This contest is between now the remaining pilots for their teams. If they're going to really score it up now, Chesh is going to really make it to really speed it up out here. Nishant is really also competing but he's on the wall. Is he down? No, he has completed his completed, and it's Chesh in the last spot. So we're starting the next one, guys. That was the score card for you, these pilots. Devnath, Logic, Bangos, Rex, and Nishant. These guys finished in that order. Now we have the next one coming up. Let's watch it up through the eyes of Logic. Logic and Devnath. You can see Devnath right ahead of him out there. Nishant coming up. These are drones that are just banging into each other. I mean, this is a really tough contest going on. They all seem to be determined for winning this heat because this is going to be sort of the decider and will lay the groundwork for the lap number, round number 3 that's going to be coming up. Chesh 03 looks cool. Rex is really ramping it up between Logic and Nishant and Rex. Rex is chasing them down. Between Logic has progressed to the lap number 3. See it through a different camera angle for Logic. There is Logic in the white trail. Look at how beautifully he's doing those gates. And now we have Nishant. Nishant right behind him. This is such a close spot between Logic and Nishant. Let's take a look at Nishant. And Nishant has been such a game changer throughout this championship. Such a beautiful pilot he has been, and let's see what is in store for Nishant. Is it going to be glory, or is it going to be kind of a third spot victory for him? He will have to pump up his kind of gear into the fifth gear if he has to win. Rex and Logic. This is between Rex and Logic for the second spot. Look at that. Let's watch it up for Logic. Right behind him is Rex. A few gates behind him, 3 or 4 gates. The distance is closing in. Let's switch to the camera feed of Rex. He is really getting close to Logic, and that's going to be, let's say, is it going to be Logic or Rex? Look at that. Right ahead of him is Logic, and wow, in third spot completed Rex. That was just a few milliseconds away between Logic and Rex. And Nishant also completed. Bangos is also completed, and Lord Chesh is also completed. So, my lord, what a wonderful race. Look at those timings. Rex and Nishant, you should see that one. That is just 200 milliseconds away. Rex and Nishant. What a race that was. And also Devnath and Logic out there. So, let's get going to now the eyes of Logic over here. Wow. Wow, the pilots. Really fun. Such a great vision, excitement to watch these pilots. Look at that, flowing in perfect sync with each other, crisscrossing their trails. Devnath hanging in there, trying to hang on, but Devnath is in spot number 5. Very unusual spot. Devnath not would be not very happy. This could turn things around for either of these teams, Mach 1 and Blitzkrieg. They are in close competition with each other. If Devnath to win on the first 3 spots, it could be anybody's game out here. So it's going to be a really ramp up spot for Devnath. Look at those other few pilots coming in. We are chasing them down. We're chasing in Chesh. Right behind him is Rex out there. Devnath is coming back in closer and closer to Logic. He should be good to go, but Logic seems to be holding his spot. Logic from Mach 1 Will he lead his team to victory? Look at that. It's between Logic and Devnath out here for the first spot out there. Logic is really gaining spot out there. Devnath covering high ground between himself and Logic. 5 gates away now towards Logic. Logic is the wonderful pilot from Aurangabad who has done so well in this competition. Let's see it through the eyes of Devnath. He's able to catch on or not to Logic, and we are just seeing him that he did not make it. He's in the second spot for the first time, I believe, and Logic is now ruling it up in spot number one. Rex, again, a close race between Rex and Chesh, that is. These are the remaining pilots. Nishant is also remaining. So it's Rex, Nishant, or Chesh, anybody's game again. This could be a high point gain for either of the teams. 1 point, if anybody scores, could steal away the championship for these teams. And wow, these pilots are locked out now. It's the end of the round number three and the competition. Let's look at the final scorecard. Devnath scored a total 2 points for his team Blitzkrieg. Logic scored 1 point. Rex scored 1 point for Blitzkrieg. Bungo scored 2 points. And Nishan scored 3 points for Mac 1. So we have the obvious winner out here with 6 points to 2 as Mac 1. Congratulations, Mac 1, who has won the episode 5 IDRL season 1. A big, big round of applause for these pilots from Mac 1. Unfortunate for Team Blitzkrieg, who just couldn't make it. Devnath had a very, very good chance out there, and he did not make it in the last round. So that could have made things closer. Also, Rex could have easily won it, but again, won it this time around in the last round. So, what a nail biter of a competition that was, and that is uh, that is the one more heat is left. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry for the announcement. Sorry for the premature announcement, guys. Okay, one final heat. I'm sorry for that. One final heat. Okay, it's a little bit of a confusion of the format here, and that's okay. Let's progress, pilots. Let's go on with the game. Last heat coming up. This is the official last heat. This is where the pilots have to be really tuned in. They'll be putting on all sorts of music and headphones to keep them focused on this heat. Devnath is leading. He's going to make sure that he is not going to make any of those trivial mistakes out there that he did in the last lap of the last race. And Bungos and Logic, it's very close between them. Both of them a few gates away. Just ahead of him, you can see Logic's trail. They're also let's see who is following Nishant. Nishant, behind Nishant is Rex. So Rex has taken over Nishant. What a game this is turning out to be. Rex has overtaken out there. But again, Nishant is winning it up for Mac 1. Rex behind and Chesh behind. Blitzkrieg not looking really good at this point in time as the Logic also drives it hard for Mac 1. He is the top count pilot out here, Logic for Mach 1. And so is Devnath. Devnath is lap number 3, well ahead of Logic. So he should be able to easily get those points, the last ones. But let's see how he scores. If Bungos and Chesh win, or Bungos and Nishant win, that could be Mach 1's altogether takeaway. But right now, game again. Chesh, let's see what excitement he brings along to the table. Right now, he's climbing that stairway to heaven. The many, many pilots also following him. And he's in the last spot at this point in time. Rex showing us right to the top roof of those some of those steel grills out there. He's hooking himself up into the ceiling. Rex looks like, and we have going with the flow of Nishant right now, and Nishant has also completed The only pilots remaining are now Rex and Chesh, who are nearly at the same spot out there, and they will both be completing their 3 laps. So, what a competition, guys! Give it up to all these pilots. It was a wonderful, wonderful competition. Now, let's count the official score. What is going to be, who is going to be the winner of this competition? Is that Blitzkrieg with 3 points? Okay, so Blitzkrieg has won it, right? Episode 5 leaderboard. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So that's it. Team Blitzkrieg actually has won this competition. Apologize for giving hopes to Mac 1. So you can see how this format is so exciting. Even though it can be a high scorer for any particular race or continuous races, people can come behind and win points for their team and carry them towards the championship win. So this episode now ends with Team Blitzkrieg coming up on top, and the next Saturday, we're going to have season number 1, episode number 6 coming along with an even exciting racing format and on the stage, which is going to be the podium on which these pilots are going to fly and the track. So we are going to, first of all, again, thank all of the viewers out there who tuned in tonight. And also, we'd like to thank our sponsors once again, One Martian Wave, Velocidrone, Team Black Sheep, ZDR, and Quadcopters. All of you are absolutely wonderful for helping us bring along this wonderful championships to the pilots all across India and to the world, to the eyes and stay at home. So hope you're all of you are doing well and really doing fine in these times. I know this can be hard times, but that is why we have introduced such exciting games. Each Saturday we bring you Saturday night live competitions with stay-at-home championships. And next Saturday at 9:30 p.m. is when you got to tune in once again for our live feeds for this season 1, episode 6 that will continue on throughout the remainder of the months. And for now, it's all the best to all of you. And we thank our pilots and congratulations once again to Team Blitzkrieg. A wonderful job for the other teams, Mac 1, D1, D team, and consistency. I wish them all the best for the next episode coming up. So thank you once again, viewers, and thank you, pilots. I wish you all the best and have a good night and sleep well. Thank you.